there, welcome. This is my channel, Books with Asia. Not just reading, but we'll talk about that. Today I'm gonna do my newbie tag. Thank you for joining me. And yeah, let's get started. First question is, why did you start this channel? I have a short answer and a long answer. The short answer is that I haven't really been watching booktube very avidly for very long, but for some reason I couldn't stop watching reading vlogs of people reading A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. That's the one right there. And Paperback Dreams, Kat. I really liked her first reading vlog for the book, but the other one that she did with her sister I thought was just so funny and like addictive to watch. I kept watching it over and over, and I was just really interested in that book, and so I decided to, even though it's not in my usual genre that I like to read, like I decided to give it a try, and I also thought I could possibly document that experience. I've already finished the book. I talked about it in my January and February wrap up, which is my first video that I posted to this channel. So it's a little too late to like make a real reading vlog out of that, but I decided to go ahead and start the channel anyway. My long answer is that I've started to prioritize reading a lot more in the last couple of years, and I somehow thought that it would be fun to talk about the things that I read on camera. I only say somehow because the idea of like putting myself on camera is so foreign to me. Like I never ever imagined putting myself on camera to post to YouTube. This is weird for me, but I think it's gonna be fun. I'm already having fun with it. Next question. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to booktube? Again, I have a couple of answers. Like mostly I feel like I don't have anything unique to bring to booktube, but in the same way that nobody else does. Like we're all here talking about books, but what's unique about us is that it's us as individuals, right? But yeah, you know, books are art, and art is subjective, so everybody is gonna have different feelings about the art that they consume. So I love that about art, and I think it's really fun, and it's what makes booktube a great community. So yeah, like the unique thing is that I am a unique individual with unique taste and unique feelings about the books that I read. So, you know, my other answer is that I am a writer as well as a reader. I'm not published. I honestly don't feel like I'm that experienced, but I have finished drafts before. I've got projects that I'm working on. I read a lot, not just for entertainment, but to like learn things as a writer, you know, expand my imagination and find inspiration, all that good stuff. I know there are a lot of author-tuber, booktubers, but I think that my perspective as a writer has the potential to be interesting. Again, writing is an art, and we all have unique experiences with that art. So I don't know if I want this to be an author tube. Like maybe once I get more comfortable. I wouldn't even really know what kind of videos to make for that. Like I know other authors will do writing vlogs and advice videos and stuff like that, but like I don't really feel comfortable giving out advice for writing. Like maybe I could see myself talking about my experiences with certain things. I also have a few writing craft books on the TBR, which I'll of course be talking about. But yeah, I wrote a lot as a young person, you know, a lot of fanfic and a couple of pretty sad NaNoWriMo attempts, but I just started taking writing seriously like in the last like 3 or 4 years, I think maybe 2018 or so. And it took me even a couple more years to realize that I should take reading just as seriously. Next question, what are you most excited about for this new channel? Honestly, I'm not really sure. The primary feeling that I have starting this channel is not exactly excitement, I guess, but I am excited to be doing it at all. I'm excited to read a lot and like articulate myself, like build that critical reading skill. I'm excited to learn how to make videos, and I'm excited for the possibility of making friends and like being part of a community. Next question, when did you start reading? What book or series got you into reading? I'm combining these because I feel like the answers are very intertwined. I would say that I started reading probably in middle school. I mean, I don't have a very good memory, so maybe if I were to ask my mom, maybe she could tell me like if I read a lot in like elementary school or something like that, but my memories of reading start in middle school, I guess I'll say. I am of course part of the Harry Potter generation, and I would say that that was the first series that I was like very into. Do not have any passion for it anymore, but there are some fond memories of, you know, stuff like midnight releases and such associated with it. I remember reading A Series of Unfortunate Events. I don't think I ever finished it. I think I aged out of it by the time the last one came out. Maybe someday. During my school years, I also found some like all-time faves, like Garth Nix's Old Kingdom. These covers are iconic, by the way. Oh my god. And Philip Pullman's His Dark Materials. I only have the first two of these. Well, I have an omnibus as well, but that's different. Look at that. Oh, I got these editions at Goodwill. Oh, these are beautiful. I need to find the Golden Compass. Another big thing that got me into reading was, it's not a book specifically, but it's the Scholastic Book Fair. That thing was so freaking cool. I looked forward to it every year. It was so awesome. All right, next question. Why do you love reading? One reason is that like I have a very vivid imagination. I tend to extrapolate an entire setting from just a couple of lines of description. Like I imagine books playing out in my head as if they were movies. Another part, I will cry over TV or a movie, but honestly, I have never cried as much or as hard like at the end of an incredible book. This is a really good example of something that had me absolutely sobbing at the end of it. I mean, obviously, hello. But yeah, I just love, like, I like when I cry at a book because it means that it was really something incredible. Next question I'm gonna do. What challenge do you think will be the hardest to overcome? My main one is gonna be getting back some confidence in posting on social media. I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, but I haven't posted on either of those since like 2017 or 2018. Like I lurk social media, that's my style. And obviously posting videos, like I said in response to the first question, I never saw myself making videos and putting my own face on the internet like this, but yeah, here I am. I think it'll just take a little bit of practice to kind of get back into it. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. Next question, where do you read and what kind of books do you read? I'm gonna combine these also because I feel like the answers are pretty closely intertwined as well. As for the where, my main place that I read is with audiobooks when I'm at work. I work like a desk job in accounting, which I enjoy. The part of my brain that deals with numbers and the part of my brain that can listen to an audiobook are separate enough that I can get my work done while listening. So yeah, that's where I get most of my reading done. Other than that, I'll read in bed or on my breaks at work, either on my phone or on my Kobo Libra. I mostly listen to audiobooks. I think last year like 54% of all the books that I read were audiobooks. I have a spreadsheet that I use to keep track of stuff like that. Other than that, 40% were just ebooks and the rest was physical copies. I don't really read a lot of physical books. I don't know if anybody else has this, but like I don't really have like a comfortable spot to read. That's why I like the e-reader so much, because it's just like holding a phone. I have a pop socket on it and everything. So I can kind of read on that the same way that I would just be scrolling through my phone anywhere. Like overall, I don't really collect very many physical books. I do have like a little physical TBR over there on the other side of the camera. I will buy hard copies of things that I already know I love. Like I already showed you my Old Kingdom. I'm working on collecting hardbacks for those. Like I have Clariel up here. Clariel doesn't fit in with these two, so I gotta decide what I'm gonna do about that. Can one of these like subscription services come up with like a full-blown like gorge set for the Old Kingdom, because I need it. I also have the Hunger Games. I got these at a thrift store. Oh yeah, I already showed you Ark of a Scythe. But I do sometimes get into like a mode where I will buy more physical books than usual. I blame bookstores because bookstores are so fun. They're just exciting to go to and be in, and you know, you get swept up in the vibes of just being in a bookstore. I actually have a couple of really cool bookstores near me that hopefully I can show you guys one of these days. The other half of my answer for what kind of books do I read is I lean very genre. Like, I'll mostly read fantasy. Ever since I started taking reading more seriously as like part of my writing journey, I have started to branch out into other genres. Like, it's important to me to read widely. For my spreadsheet, 50% of all the books that I read last year were fantasy, 20% were sci-fi, 11% were romance, and I have like horrors, thrillers, historical kind of sprinkled in there as well. I also want to get into reading poetry. I do have some poetry books that I need to just like hunker down and try to read. I've also started to open myself up to literary fiction. Like I said, I read A Little Life, which I find kind of hilarious. That was what I chose to be my like jumping on point for literary, but here we are. But yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. I look forward to meeting everybody. Thank you if you've watched. Have a great rest of your day and take care. We'll see you in the next one.